Welcome to School's Out 80s Comedy Story Time.
Not that I give good talks, but I'm the last one, and I know that's what you're waiting for, to get it over with. Jackson Hibbler emailed me that he could not come tonight, and I sent him an email back saying that I'm sorry that he couldn't come, wish he could have, and that we would take him off the deceased list and put him back on the living people. One of the highlights of my freshman year was we had 17 guys to play football. That means we couldn't practice offense and defense because you need 22. Our first game was with Central, and our transportation was walk down to Noyes Field and play the game. So on the way down, we're getting close, and we hear this roar. They have 90 guys in all these nice, neat uniforms, and I almost felt like we were the Christians going to visit the Lions in the Coliseum. Final score, Christian Brothers 20, Central 7. Jim Hart told me one time that the first day that he went to CB was the scariest day of his life. With John Solosky and friends, wanted to make him feel welcome, so they put him in a barrel and rolled him down the hallway. One of the brothers stopped it, pulled him out, and said, "Don't do that again." I see class of 58s over there. I looked up to they were seniors, we were freshmen. I looked up to those guys. In fact, I looked up to everybody because I was barely 5 feet tall. One day we drove into school, and on the bushes out front, there was 3 pairs of women's underwear. Brother Francis made one of the freshmen go out and take a stick and remove them. And it was a mystery for many years of who did that, and it was not somebody from Christian Brothers. And if you see Kate Garlett, you might ask her, or Kathy Skipton, who did that. Our senior year, we had to take a retreat. It was non-negotiable. You want to graduate, you will go on this retreat, or you will not graduate. The retreat was close to St. Louis. All us guys were stuck with each other for 3 days, night and day. The retreat was over. We were leaving on a bus. And after nothing but guys for 3 days, we see this busload of girls. And we're waving, we're trying to get their attention, and then we're saying bad things about them because they're not paying one attention to us. The bus got closer, and it was a girls' school for the blind. True story.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's funny.
Anybody that's ever had Brother Leo knows that he had a stick made out of bamboo with a hook tape on the end. He used it for 2 purposes: to point things on the board and to use it for an instrument of discipline. Well, my buddy Steve Swiler and I took it. I went to confession. The priest said, "Part of your penance, you got to give it back." That wasn't a penance, that was a death sentence. Brother Leo never saw that cane and that stick again. The brothers had the tractor that used to mow the lawn out front and the football field, and it had a tarp over it. And this tarp caught fire, and one of the brothers was on the 3rd floor and saw it. Well, back then, the way you activated a fire extinguisher is turn it upside down. And he was so excited, he turned it upside down, and all the way down was going all over every place. And when he got to the tractor, it went zoom. After 4 years of religion class at CB, now they didn't teach us this specifically, but I got the distinct feeling there was only 2 religions, Catholic and pagans. Brother Gerald went in time to the men's restroom. I guess it wouldn't be anything else but men's restroom. See if anybody was smoking. So they came out, some of the guys came out, and when he tried to come out, they held the door so he couldn't get out. And when they felt the pressure of him that it was gone, and they knew he was running towards it, they opened it up, and he came out, and Jim Burns just happened to be walking up the steps and had no involvement whatsoever, and that's the first person he saw, and that's the first person he hit. Don't feel sorry for Jim Burns. Jim Burns was talking to Brother Kay Vincent's class, and he thought, Brother Kay Vincent thought it was Busey, so he hit Busey, and Busey turns around and says, "Look what you did, Jim. Look what you caused." So Brother hit Busey again. Now, we had a brother who was Brother Edward, but he was known as Big Ed. He had played, I think the rumor was that he was all-state in football and basketball, and he was muscle from the top of his head and down to his toes. And I heard last night that I think he played pro football. And most brothers hit you for discipline. Big Ed hit for distance. He would line you up. If you did anything wrong, he'd just make a mark at your name, then you would line up class at the end of class, and that's when I had hair. He would take your hair and hold it, and he'd come across your face like this, real easy, and when it came back, it was slap. Well, he missed hit one time, and he got Mario right in the nose, and Mario had a nosebleed for a little while. Now, you may think that some of the problems, things that I've done while I was there, that the brothers didn't like me, but that's not true. I was one of their favorites. These guys only got to go to school on Monday through Friday. They liked me. I got to go on Saturday, too. And Jim Hart insisted that I tell you this story. I didn't plan on doing it. And besides, remember, the statutes of limitations had run out because it's been over 50 years. And teenage brains are not fully developed. Russell Hill used to hit Art and I with his track shoes in our bottom. And I told Russell, if you do it again, I'm going to shoot you. Well, I had the starter gun. There's no bullets. No bullets. He did it, and I shot him. And his paper wad came out and hit him in the shirt. And he screamed, and Brother Joel came, and Brother Joel happened to like Hart and I, so he gave Russell heck and let us go. Now our class tried to start a social club with a name of I Felt the Thigh, courtesy of Jack Hogan, our class president. And the brothers frowned upon that. So we had some discipline, some suspensions, and Jack and I got to go in front of a discipline board, and I don't think there was one for years, before that or after. One day, somebody wore kind of a loud tie, and then somebody else had to keep up and wore a strange tie too, and then somebody came in with a tie that was almost to their shoes. The brothers always outsmarted us. They said, fine, you guys like ties? We can make it mandatory. There was never another tie worn in school again. I've been called many names through my life, but 3 that I cherish the most is Dad, grandpa, and brother's boy. Thank you. If Sister Elaine would come up and do the benediction.